You don't always have to make everything your responsibility. That's why we have people in our lives that are able to help us, especially when we don't know. And something I've learned is that obtaining the skill of being resourceful is very important, because if there's ever a time, regardless of how smart you are, you find that you don't know how to solve something or do something, whatever the case may be, ask around you. Don't be afraid to ask. I would say that is one of my biggest struggles, especially during my younger years, is I always tried to do everything by myself, as if it was always my responsibility, which is true to a certain degree. Yes, it is my own life, therefore it is my own responsibility. But at the same time, it doesn't mean I have to do it all alone. Like, I remember when I was still in high school, every time there was a problem in class, specifically math class, when I didn't know how to do something, I just could not, for the life of me, raise my hand. It was almost as if I raised my hand, I would die or something. I would get hurt or something, because there was just something about the whole classroom turning around and staring at you with that moment of silence where they're all waiting for you to ask your question. There was just something about that that's always bothered me. And if I had just learned sooner to just ask the damn question, I'm pretty sure I would have better grades. But unfortunately, I learned it late. But the good thing is, at least I learned it. Learning to be resourceful and learning to ask around is something very, very important. And I highly suggest that if you're still young right now, learn it now. Because if you don't, you're going to have many regrets later, like me. Another thing that I have struggled with in the past, especially being somewhat of a logical thinker, is learning when to accept when I'm wrong. I think that's one of the most important lessons I've learned in life, and something I have learned from my uncle, because he's also a very smart person, and every time we have a conversation, at least in the past, not anymore, but we used to like always debate. Looking back at our conversations now, we both always made good points. The only difference was whenever we made those points was that he's older, I'm younger. So me being the younger person, my job was to obviously make my points, but at the same time acknowledge his, as well as acknowledge when I am, in fact, wrong, which I did not do at the time, but I'm glad that he mentioned it to me, where being right is not always a good thing, and it's better to be respectful. So I thank him for reminding me about that. At the same time, I hate myself for realizing a lot of things late. The past is past. At least I'm acknowledging it now, and I'm doing my best to apply it to my own life. But as you live your life, try not to make every single thing your responsibility, because if you do, you're going to have quite the headache. Plus the fact that our technology is so advanced now, it's very easy to be resourceful. You have things like this, YouTube. You can literally look up anything. We have family, we have friends who all have their own fair share of experiences, which might actually be of some value to you. If you don't know how to change the oil of your car, look it up. If you don't understand how taxes work, look it up. If you don't know how to cook, look it up. It's all there and has been there for the longest time. It's just up to you to put in the effort to learn how to do all these things at the same time, like I said, without making it feel like a burden to you or some kind of mandatory responsibility. Because after all, we are still growing physically and mentally. So yeah, you guys have a good one. Bye.